Hello everyone and welcome back to Winter 89 Colors. My name is Melissa and I'm here today with you for a very special video, long awaited. This is my studio tour. So I need to warn you that my studio is nothing special. It's very chaotic. I know where everything is despite what you might think, but I'm going to show you what my space is like and how I work in it. So we'll start by pointing out that I am in the middle of the living room. Well, in the corner of the living room. This is where I live, and this is my space. Back up so you can get a better idea. This is the corner that I occupy. You can see the dog bed there for Gus when he feels like coming down. Our big multi-person couch, our very, very old TV. It was one of the first generation smart TVs. It is very outdated. And behind the couch, we have my bunny, Purdy. Come here. Right, girl? Very good. All right, so let's get on with the tour. So we've got my pride flag hanging here, and we've also got some Christmas dinosaur lights. Who knows? Just fun, 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 right? Okay, so we've got the chair that my husband bought me for my birthday. I put a towel on it for summer because if I'm wearing shorts, it's very sticky. And he bought me custom wheels too. These didn't come with the chair. He ordered them specifically so that my chair would roll more smoothly, so that's nice. So this is where I sit to do all my work. I'm gonna start at this corner here. So I usually set the art material that I'm currently working with right here on this little desk, and I keep my swatch chart right here. And right here I keep the list of pencils that I quickly need to replace as soon as possible. So I've got my swatch charts, Prismacolors. When I had Prismacolor water pencils, I put them in here. I don't have those anymore, but I figured I may as well just keep them just in case. I've got the Artex 126 set. Artex acrylic markers. This is an older set, the A set of 30, 32, something like that. I think it's an outdated set. I don't think it's exactly the same anymore, but that's okay. I've got the Ohuhu glitter markers, which I love. I've got the Abier 120 alcohol markers, continued. And then I've got the Color 72 set. I've got the Ohuhu 216 set. I'm not sure if they even have this set anymore. I think they've replaced it with a different number, but anyway. Then I've got my favorite Castell pencils. First column is Polychromos and the second column is Albrecht Dürer, and I activated them to show what the color looks like when activated. All right. So that's that. Moving along, I've got my stand. So I've got this little bendy light here that I can turn on to reduce the shadows coming from my regular light. It's just got a little cord down here that I can press. It's not plugged in right now, but that's okay. And it just clips on to wherever I need it. And then I've got my arm that comes down. And I just set my phone in it to look down at my art. My power bar, which is clamped to the desk so it doesn't move. My all-important section, I've got my big jug of water. I've got my tea or coffee, right now it's tea. My medication, which is very important. Salt and Frank's Red Hot. This is not sponsored, but Dang, I put that S on everything. I've got water. This is paint water, so it's for when I use acrylic or watercolor paints. I need to change it, obviously. I've got this little clay worm that my roommate made me, and it's a pencil holder, so right now he's just holding this stylus. I just like him as an art piece. Next, I have my Doll 133, which is the pencil sharpener I use most frequently. I've got a spare of it actually, in case it has a problem. I've got my little desk vacuum. It's just a super cheap one, but it works well enough. I have my LED light. It is adjustable. Sorry for all the dust, folks. It's adjustable and it comes with different settings, a timer. And this is my screaming goat for when I'm frustrated. I've got this pencil holder here that my husband made me, so I can put the pencils I'm currently using sitting there so they're right easy for me to get at and they're not laying all over my desk constantly. I've actually also got a spare one that he made me in case I need another one. Very thoughtful of him. Next are all the materials that I use most frequently. So I've got my computer sitting right here with my USB port adapter, my mouse and mouse pad. I've got this little thing of hand sharpeners. So I've got the Faber-Castell triple sharpener. Comes with jumbo, graphite, and color. I've got this no-name brand dual sharpener, steel. This is a Faber-Castell cheapie hand sharpener. And then I've got this Staedtler graphite sharpener. And I have all these because different pencils, I find when you need to hand sharpen them, when they get short enough, they all behave differently in all different sharpeners. So I keep them all in hand. Next, this is my jar of jelly rolls. These are all Sakura jelly rolls of different kinds. I've got the metallics, the gold shadows, whites in multiple different sizes. There's a 10, this is a 5. We've got, metallics, stardust, glaze, got them all. Next, my rotating pillar. So in this thing, I have X-Acto knives. I have the pens I'm currently using, a pencil, an extra Prismacolor blender pencil. I've got a stick eraser. I've got scissors, a ruler, and my compass. Sorry, I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible. My huge, look at how huge this thing is. It's massive. Who needs a compass this big? But anyway, I've got several sets of scissors there. In here, I keep all my pencil extenders. This one's extending my tiny little short blender pencil that needs to be replaced soon. And this is my Derwent electric eraser. I've got some sticky notes and flags, which are essential. Oh my God, I use them so much for everything, for writing down colors that you're currently using if you're taking a break from your picture, for flagging pages. You can never have too many sticky notes. That's my one advice to new people. I've got my whiteout here. I've got my erasers. So I've got a Prismacolor Magic, some cheap eraser. This is a Prismacolor plastic and a Faber-Castell, a brand new Faber-Castell kneadable eraser. Haven't had a chance to use it yet, but will soon. I keep cotton swabs in here for various uses. In this pocket, I've got basically all of my water medium items. So I've got water brushes, a couple of Tombow clear blenders and a couple of different alcohol blenders. I've got a Prismacolor blender. This is an Ohuhu blender, and this is an Avier blender. Here I've got little tiny clothespins that I use for holding pages open if they're curling or if they're, you know, they're just not staying flat. I'm trying to save the planet by using as few cotton swabs as possible, so I have used ones in here in case I use a similar color. I can just reuse them. I keep cotton pads right here for quick use for pastels. And that's it for the rotating tower. Moving on, the stationary towers. I keep essentials in here. I have eyeglass cleaner. I use that for screens on my phone, my iPad, my computer. I've got water here for activating whatever I need. Mod Podge Dimensional Magic. This is kind of a cheap version of glossy accents. I do have real glossy accents too, but I use it sparingly because it's expensive. And I keep nail polishes in here. I have a clear, a chunky silver, and a semi-chunky clear glitter as well. And I use those in situations where I don't want to activate anything that's not water resistant. So putting it over top of things like Sparkle Pop, and other glitters, water-based markers, things like that. If I want some gloss or glitter, these won't cause those to bleed. So I use these instead of acrylic paint or anything else like that. I have my dusting brush. I use this for dusting off the page after I've, you know, gotten some dust all over it, whether it's from pencil markings or whatever the situation is. And I keep stir sticks for my acrylic paint in here. I reuse those as well whenever I can. These are all my Jelly Roll glazes. Yeah, Jelly Roll glaze colors and spares. I keep spare glass cloths there. So for, again, screens and whatnot. I have a big book clip here. Again, for when pages are not cooperating. I have Staedtler pigment fine liners, waterproof ones, and I've got a couple of Pitt pens, just the white and the light indigo. And then I've got spare extenders back here. Next up, I've got some regular bookmarks back here. I've got my Ohuhu glitter markers. Oops, got it caught. Pardon me. Let's get that back in there. There we go. I have this notebook that I keep for testing swatches and comparing and blending and stuff. So if I need to, I've got that little sketchbook. I've also got scrap paper here. It's like scrap cardstock that I've cut off. That's been used for other things, but is still good for using as a tester blotter sheet. I've got all my Sparkle Pops here. I've got every color of Sparkle Pop sitting there, right, easy in access. And I've got my Signos, and oops, how'd you get in there? I've got my Signos, and I've got 2 Arteza gel pens left from an old set that I had, so I stuck them in with my Signos. I've got all 4 Signos, the white, the copper, the gold, and the silver. And then I have silicone brushes here for use with liquid silicone and liquid latex, what do you call it? Writing gum. What else do you, put it over here. Masking fluid, that's what I was thinking. For using with masking fluid, etc. So those are easy to clean. Next, I have the 6 pan pastels that I own. I keep them right handy because I love them so much. I've got spare pens. Always need pens, red, black, and blue all the time. And in here, miscellaneous things, I've got things like spare styluses for my iPad, a red Sharpie, a fountain pen, another electronic stylus, and my reading glasses, which I don't use very often, but probably should. Chapstick, bliss sticks, always a necessity. And in here is glue tape, should I need it. I keep extra larger Post-its here, so I've got like Post-it notepad and all these little cute Post-its, cheap Post-its. And I have all my Papermate flares in here. Come around to the front one more time just so you can see. And these are my mascots, my chicken and my potato. All right, next up, we go under the desk. We have my paper shredder, my pile of cords, my garbage bin. Under here in this box, I keep special pens. So I've got, this is a souvenir pen from when I went for treatment. This is a present from my roommate. And this is another fountain pen. And then these are also disposable fountain pens by Zebra. They're really fun to play with. Here, hold on. So this pen's really nice. This Pentel gift that I got from my friend. It's a gel pen, but it's super smooth. Sorry, I don't mean to be all fuzzy, but yeah, it's just super smooth. A beautiful gift. I'm sure it was expensive. And then I've got these Zebra disposable fountain pens. I love fountain pens. They're so fun. They work really, really well. And they are available open stock at my local Staples. So then I keep a balance ruler down here as well. So you use this to make sure that when you're drawing a straight line, it's level with the paper. And I keep cloths, dishcloths, extra paper towels and everything for when I'm using paints and watercolors to wipe off with. Down here is where I keep my alcohol markers. So I've got my A beers there. My Ohuhus are down here. This is my journal. At my right hand, I keep washi tape, painter's tape. This is my coloring journal right here. Here is my important stuff notebook. I keep everything that if somebody calls me or I have an appointment, it's right at my right hand so I can pick it up real quick and jot things down. I have notes for this video. And I have my personal logs, so I, keep track of everything for my mental health. I keep that there right beside me. Down here is all the books that I potentially intend to color for the next month or things that I have whips in that I want to work on in the next month. Again, right at my right hand. Moving on, I have, again, some personal notebooks and things that I use for personal growth and health and stuff. Spare notebooks that are more or less empty. Here I keep my Crayola Super Tips, which I really haven't used. I keep Small Victories, Hannah Lynn pocket-sized books, Reptiloids, and the Mini Enchanted Forest, because they don't really fit on my normal shelf. They're so tiny. I've got my wireless headphones. I keep paintbrushes of different sizes right there. I have my paper cutter and an extra ruler. And this is an old journal that I don't know what to do with right now, so it's just there. These are Staedtler fine liners, Kleenex, palettes, that I use on the daily, an extra pencil holder in case I need to put away a set of pencils, but I don't want to forget what I'm using or keep them handy. I have a few snacks. As you can see, we get snacky when we color. And down here, you'll see this is a Prismacolor case. And in here, I keep all my spare Prismacolors. So any backup Prismacolors that I need. Oh, excuse me, folks. All right, so then we're moving on to this next shelf. In here, I keep, this is spare Prismacolor blenders, alcohol, like rubbing alcohol. Here is my Real Glossy Accents, diamond painting sealer, Mod Podge Ultra Spray, masking fluid, sorry, trying to use one hand here, masking fluid, drawing gum, Taltine or mineral spirits, glazing fluid, and then all my Poscas. I also have a couple of calligraphy pens and the landscape set of Pitt pens. Oh. So here I have completed color by numbers. Once I fill this, I will do a video on them. I keep my stencils in here. I've got graph paper or whatever. I have my circle stencil. And I have a bunch of loose color by numbers here to finish that I can put in this book when they're done. I've got spare papers for putting in between pages. I've got a mirror. But I'll show you my stencil book. I got this idea from, I believe, Connie the Coloring Chemist. I've got this book that's just clear. It's like a presentation book. And I put colored paper in between each of the stencils so that I can see what they are. Yeah, so I keep all my stencils in there. I don't use stencils very often, but when I do, it's nice to know where to find them. Okay, I guess we'll go down. So here I have cutting boards. I have this one, and then I have a spare one. All right, and I have the last set of color by numbers. Once the new one is full, I will remove these ones and put them somewhere else and switch the binders. I'm still working on that. Here I have a whole bunch of different acrylic paints. I keep my PDFs down here. I only have a few PDFs because I don't have a printer. I had to go to Staples and get these printed off. But I've got the Rita Berman one there. I've got this one that I'm working on. And I've got Tatiana Bogema-Stilova is there. And then in this album I have, oh, that one's really cute. I still have to finish that one. I should have printed these out 2 per page, but really cute little guys. Anyway, so that's my PDFs. And here I have books that I don't count in my collection. So I've got Joanna Basford's calendar that's, I think, from 22 or something like that. 30 Days of Creativity. I may destash that. This is a book that someone in my hometown made for part of a charity that my dad bought me. Again, my parents bought me this one. So again, I keep them more as memorials than actually, well, I mean, my parents aren't dead, but like, I keep them more as they're gifts, so I didn't want to throw them out. This is a spare Worlds Within Worlds, so it's brand new, never been touched, but again, I don't count it because it's a double, and same with this Grains of Gold, it's a double. So I keep all my paints here. So I've got, these are all different acrylic paints, so I've got the Aber Iridescent Colors collection, that's all those black lids in the back there. And then I've got all these Craft Smart acrylic paints. I've got this metallic folk art one and this gray folk art one. Then in here I have, these are mica powders. So you can add them to things and they create an iridescent shimmer. They're technically makeup, but I don't use them in my makeup kits, so I thought why not add them to my craft kit. I've got these cheap metallic watercolors. This came with like a cheap book where you're supposed to do it, but like I don't know. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. And in here I keep, this is my gloss medium and a matte medium. I have Amsterdam acrylic gold. Acrylic titanium white. Gesso. Sorry, let me get my stuff back in here. A little organized. I've got more white acrylic paint. I've got Glitterific Fine. Mod Podge. Glamour Dust. More Glamour Dust. More Glamour Dust. This one's getting low. Got, this is gold paint again, folk art. Sargent Art liquid metal. So this is like a pinky red. And then this is copper. Okay. Next we've got odds and ends. So I've got some open stock oil pastels that I bought in those pastel colors. Some discount open stock pastels, charcoals, things that like my local art store just throws in little surprise baggies because they've broken whatever and they can't really sell them, so they put them on super cheap. Just pick them up for fun. I've got the Artex acrylic marker set. Again, I don't know how old this is. I don't think they sell it like this anymore. I think they've changed, but they're still, they work. These are my other soft pastels that I use a lot. You'll see them in a lot of my work. Just sort of, again, cheap. These are my super cheap oil pastels that I bought. Like they're tiny, first of all. Like, you can see they're really skinny and tiny. And they don't blend very well. They're very inexpensive. And then I've got these oil pastels, which are much better. They're still not great. They're still super cheap and eco, but they blend much better. But they don't have a good selection of colors, really. So, you know, that can be a little hard to work with. Okay, let's just put some things back here. So they're still organized. Okay, next, this is my glitter collection. So I keep clear glue. This is a container of generic loose glitter. Different brushes for dusting the glitter and stuff like that. Funnel for if I need to transfer glitter. Little vials for glitter, all that kind of stuff. And then I've got these cheap dollar store glitter glues that I keep as well. They actually work not that bad. I just used them on a Melfa Many page the other day and worked fine. So you just have to be careful because they are, you know, they can crinkle your paper and stuff. But yeah, so just generic glitter stuff. And back here, I keep all my washi tape. Here is wax paper for putting between pages. And here is my spare diamond art kits. And back there, I keep a bunch of spare stuff. There's my spare doll you can see, and the box for my, what do you call it? Desk duster. Right. Okay, and in here I have this little metal box, and I keep all of my blending stumps and sponges in there. I've even got the little sandpaper sharpener thing for them. Here I have a box of crayons. these are my spare crayons. These are my used crayons. And in here I have my Staedtler dual-ended water-based markers. Back there is a bunch of spare junk. So I've got my Faber-Castell cases in case I need them for any reason, some envelopes, some spare cheap paint brushes, stuff like that. Down here, I've got a spare sheet. I was keeping something in there, I can't remember what, but anyway, and I have a couple of Amazon gift pieces here that I wanted to keep. I have some scrapbooking paper sheets back here. Here's where I keep all my inks and stamping stuff. This little stamping tool. And I've got inks. And here, I've just got the one Distress Oxide. I really can't afford more than that. Okay, I've got a spare clipboard. Here is where I keep all my spare office supplies. And here I've got Amazon Basics Sharpie knockoffs. I've got extra glue tape, clear jelly rolls, label maker tape, whiteout, and these are white paint pens. Here is my husband's coloring books that he tries to work in, except for this. This is my sticker by number, and this is another color by number for me. And back here I keep my Ohuhu acrylic paint pens. Here I keep my holographic stickers and craft tweezers. There's my label maker. More nail polishes that I think go good on certain coloring pages. Paper towel. Tongue depressors for mixing and what have you. My little unicorn that my friend Wendy gave me on top of a stack of a twisted notebook, a rainbow notebook. And this is, again, my roommate gave me this. It's a, oops. It's a dip pen. You just put a nib in it. You can dip it. All right, here I have all my diamond paintings, my completed ones, and the one I'm currently working on. Here I keep all of my color by numbers, as well as drawing pads. I've got heavyweight and lightweight. I've got a whole bunch of different like art paper there. So up here I keep, here's a canvas that my husband was working on. I've got Joanna Basford's old Secret Garden Artist Edition. I got that before I really understood the value of it. Didn't really color much in it. A lot of it ended up in the garbage, but whatever. I have a couple of Joanna Basford notebooks. I have more loose papers, more cardstock for putting in between coloring pages, and I have more palettes. Here I keep makeup because this is the best lighting, so I try to keep like not all my makeup is here, but I keep kind of the essentials. Back scratcher. These are makeup brushes that I use for art, not to be confused with the ones I don't use for art. Here I keep used sticky notes. I put these in, you know, usually my completed pages videos to help, so I'm not wasting. I've got some little spice dishes, Dap and Dish spice dishes for, you know, putting whatever I need to in mixing paint. More Post-its. You can never have enough Post-its. Post-its for days. Bigger Post-its over here. More flags here. These are important page markers. And all my highlighters. And these highlighters are super cool. Because they're like a crayon. It's the weirdest thing. They're like a gel crayon. I've never seen that before. Anyway. Sorry, I get so fascinated by those. And then I keep all my pencils here. We also occasionally play D&D, so this is the jar I bring out when we're doing D&D. And for one of the most important shelves is my bookshelf. I only have one. That's all the coloring books I own is on this one shelf. I try to keep them fairly organized. I've got my Romantic Country, Eerie, Melpomene, Kirby Rosanes, Mythographics, Joanna Basford, hardcovers, so I keep Maria Trolle and Hannah Carls on there. I've got the nice little Town Mouse collection there. Rita Berman, Lulu Mayo, Spooky. These are all Matchstick Mouse. Goblin Core is there. I've got other Amazon printed books like R.J. Hampson and Chris Rainiak are there. I've got the Mini Mania set here. Coloring Creative Havens, pardon me. And Camellia Angel Cova are all there. And that's the entire collection aside from the ones that you saw that were over by my desk. So I've got my other pencil case here. So I switch between that pencil case and this pencil case depending on what I need. These are my Prismas. And I just knocked a bunch of stuff over. Sorry about that. Prismas. Albrecht Dürer. And I've got Polly's in the back. Oops. Here I have, again, lens and screen wipes. The pencil case that my husband keeps all his things in, his pencils and things that I gave to him to use. And then I have the graveyard. All the things that are being thrown out when the graveyard gets full. I'll be able to show you that in one of these one time. So I've also got this bucket here. I've got nail supplies in here. So I've got cotton rounds, nippers. I'm an esthetician, by the way. So tweezers, cuticle pushers. So a lot of this stuff is professional stuff as far as nail supplies go. I've got a professional LED light for curing nails. I've got all my nail files in there. All kinds of nail files and buffers. I've got nail polishes in here. I've got rhinestones. These are craft rhinestones that I keep. A lot of this stuff is just thrown wherever I can make room for it. Rhinestones. I've got craft pearls. More reading glasses, spare reading glasses. In here I have all of my other nail supplies. So I've got acetone, rubbing alcohol, and these are soak off gel colors for your nails. Again, professional grade stuff. This drawer is sort of my spare mishmash drawer. I keep my color wheel, some of this colorful paper is in the bottom there, more spare glasses that I don't use. This is a keyboard for my iPad, spare whiteouts. That's my color combination book. And in this drawer is all my diamond painting supplies. So I've got all my beads, or my diamonds are all in these cases. And then I've got paintings and sheets down there. And then this is all my actual supplies are in there. My backpack in case I need it. And that is about it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for joining me on this journey through my office, my studio. Please like, subscribe, and ask any questions that you want to know. I'm happy to help you out. Enjoy the rest of your day and keep on coloring. Bye now.